Tonight, an urgent warning for Americans visiting Colombia after a string of deaths in tourist hotspots. The U.S. Embassy in Bogota urging travelers not to use dating apps in the country, writing in a security alert that criminals are using the sites to lure victims, with many U.S. citizens drugged, robbed, and even by their Colombian dates. Embassy officials confirming the deaths of at least 8 Americans traveling in Medellin, possibly linked to the apps.
I'm out of words to describe. I don't even know how I feel right now.
A situation all too familiar for the family of 50-year-old Tu Zhang, an artist and activist from Minnesota who we first reported on last month. He had been traveling in Colombia in December when he called his brother out of the blue asking for money.
This time he was like, hey, do you have a couple of thousand? I was like, yeah, no problem. When do you want it? He said, I want it now. I'm in this bit of a situation here. I go, oh, yeah, I can do that.
Zhang's family telling our Minneapolis affiliate soon after he stopped responding to their messages, he was found dead. A local prosecutor saying Zhang was kidnapped during a date and killed when he could not make the ransom payment, and that his body was found covered in stab wounds.
I was confused. To be honest with you, I don't know why, what the motive is.
Zhang had visited Colombia in the past, posting photos and videos to social media as recently as October with an unidentified woman.
I'm with my girl.
The embassy's alert indicated officials do not believe all 8 of the deaths are linked and said they've seen an increase in reports of incidents involving the use of online dating applications to lure victims, typically foreigners, for robbery by force or using sedatives to drug and rob individuals. Often the reports coming from major Colombian cities like Medellin, Cartagena, and Bogota. Murders of foreign visitors went up by 29% in the latter part of 2023 compared to the previous year, according to the embassy, and most of the victims were U.S. citizens. It's a popular destination for Americans who are big contributors to Colombia's tourism industry, making up nearly 30% of foreign travelers in the first half of last year. But behind that beauty, tragedy and unanswered questions for families like Zhang's, a case where no arrests have been announced, according to that local prosecutor. Loved ones are left to mourn from thousands of miles away.
He'll draw everybody in. That's the type of people he is.
You want to say anything about this before we go?
No, but I'm not really surprised of what I know you're going to say that. Oh, you're never surprised. But it's really something that I see when I travel. I see a lot of people want to do that, you know what I mean? And what I mean by that is they want to indulge in the local delicacies. Problem with that is that there's a lot of honey traps. From when I used to just go travel as a tourist in resorts, you go to a bar and then there's a lady waiting there, blah blah, giving you attention and stuff like that, and then you're met with other people that want you to pay XYZ, and that's just the escalation of that. You know what I mean? I saw a video of a guy that travels the world, right? And he's just filming this like, I think, yeah, he's just filming in front of him, and then this lady that's passing in front of him and touches him. He's in Colombia. She touches him and he turns around. Why she does that? For him to follow her, and there's someone following him, right? And they're gonna go to the alley, and then that person's gonna pop up, and then rob him of everything he has. There's a lot of those things that's happening there. You have to be very careful whenever you travel. You indulging or people having like giving you attention really quickly like that, it's a red flag, and you have to be cognizant of the thing, and beyond, you have to understand that you're not in your house, you're not in your place, you're not in your country, and there's gonna be people that are gonna prey on tourists like that. That's not something that is surprising. Something that's been going on in certain countries, Latin countries, not especially, but I mean it's a thing. It's not just Colombia; it's a lot of them. What? No, go ahead.
No, let's finish.
Yeah, so that's the reason why I'm not really surprised of that. If you travel a bit, you hear these stories. You encounter a group of a bachelor party or whatever, and they always have stories about that, about things could have gone sour, or shit. Yo, it was crazy last night. We almost died. I've heard a lot of people say stories like that.
Hey, Benson, you're a passport bro. You don't like Western women? That's fair. You know what I mean? You go to these places, you feel like a baller with your middle class salary. I mean, there's a reason why these poor countries exist. And there's a reason why these poor people trying to move on up. And there's a reason why these poor girls who are very attractive are interested in you. And it's not because you cute.
No.
Okay? So, you know, this is the thing. You traded one set of problems for a different one. And everyone got to pick the problems that they want to deal with. If you don't want to deal with the Western problems, then you got to deal with the fact that when you go to these places, a lot of these people just see you as a paycheck. A lot of these people just see you as a way out of poverty. And some of these people don't have good intentions. And so knowing that, you just got to accept it. That's it. That's what it comes down to. It's like me when I choose my cell phone provider. I mean, they all kind of trash. You got to pick the trash you like. Okay?
You got to pick trash you like.
That's it. You just know you're getting fucked, so you got to pick something. All right? Nothing is perfect. Everyone's going to have to settle. We all can't get what we want in life. That's okay. We all got to pick.
An everyday earbud. The everyday earbud by Raycon. That's the one that we use. When I travel, I don't want to hear the noises that surround me. You know what I mean? I want to be able to be like, cool, calm, and collected in my environment. These earbuds have the noise canceling. And also, whenever I train, I use them when I train. I'm going out for a run. They're weather resistant. When I'm talking about weather resistant, I'm talking about the IP66. Means that if there's a little bit of rain or sweat, because sweat is part of the weather, it's not going to dislodge from my ear. It's not going to affect the sound.
And now Raycon offers these cool protective cases that look slick, give it a nice feel. And the case itself offers great wireless charging capabilities. So even when you're not home and you're not wired up, you can make sure that your earbuds are always on.
If you click on the link below or you go to raycon.com/AbbaandPreach, you're going to get from 20 to 50% off site-wide. Yep, that means that everything on the site is going to be 20 to 50% off. That's the Abba and Preach deal to you. Click on the link below or go to raycon.com/AbbaandPreach and you're going to be able to get those. They're really inexpensive, but with a 20 to 50% discount on top of that, I mean, what do you want more? That's the ones that we use. Go get it. Everyday earbuds. Yeah.
They say these are the people who killed St. Paul native Tujer Zhang after holding him for ransom last month. And tonight we're learning family had a previous interaction with one of the suspects. WCCO's Uba Ali talks with Zhang's brother about their relationship and what the arrests mean for the family.
We know that it cannot bring Tuja back, but we also have the sense of justice.
Justice for beloved Twin Cities activist and comedian Tujer Zhang. A. Zhang says this is the moment his family have been waiting for since finding out about his brother's murder.
What's even sweeter is that it even came before the funerals.
Family remembers Tujer as a fearless community leader who fought for justice. A community vigil last month brought together hundreds of people and elected officials.
So they did end up catching the people who did it. And I wanted to play the video in the full context and then we can kind of comment. Hmong is Cambodian? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Hmong, Hmong.
I think it is.
Yeah, okay.
Sounds Cambodian.
So I think he was kind of a bit of a pioneer for that for that country's comedy scene.
3 adults and a child are charged with killing him. Video from Colombian officials show the very moment 2 people were arrested, including this woman who A spoke to before.
To have that kind of betrayal,
That was the woman in the Instagram video.
Just breaks my heart. If they were able to do this to my brother, they could do it to someone else too.
The State Department says this is a troubling trend in Colombia. An alert from the U.S. Embassy warns tourists about using dating apps in that country. The embassy says 8 Americans have died under suspicious circumstances in Medellin, Colombia, from November through December. A. Zhang says while his brother did not meet a woman online, he's urging people to stay aware and hopes these now public arrests stop other families from going through this pain.
I just don't like when people talk about it like, I'm going to be a passport belt and you think everything's going to be smooth and easy. No. Immigration is complicated. Going over there, dealing with somebody from a complete foreign culture, that's complicated. You may not realize it, but you and your Western mindset, you are actually not ready for their cultural experience.
You're not.
You're not. The way you dress, the way you talk, the way you act, a lot of them not going to rock with you. That's why a lot of these guys go over there and they stick out like a sore thumb. Right? They walk around. Why do you think they always get targeted? Because it's very obvious that they don't fit in. So it's one of the ones where it's just like, yeah, you feel for these people. And I think in this guy's situation, he came out of a rough divorce maybe like 2-3 years prior. So obviously he's trying to find love. He's trying to find his way in his late 40s. And here he is before probably one of the most beautiful women he's ever seen. And she's head over heels for him. It's very easy to see how these guys fall for this shit. But let's not front. These guys go to this place for sex tourism. They go over there with their money because they know they probably can get laid. So it's not like they go in there with good intentions.
For cheap.
So you go over there with not the greatest intentions, finding bad outcomes. Yeah. I go to these places. I've been to these countries. It's not a horrible experience if you're not over there looking for the wrong things. If you're not over there trying to be involved with the wrong things. If you're not advertising the wrong things, you'll generally be okay. But a lot of people don't have that wherewithal, or they do go over there for the sex, and then they're surprised when they're in the underbelly of the underworld. Like, who do you think is helping these women to prostitute themselves? It ain't cops. It ain't the legal people.
Sometimes it is.
They not actually legal people.
Fair. Sorry.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
You're dealing with dangerous elements.
Yeah.
So, knowing all this, it's like, you know, I hear about this passport, bro. And listen, everybody should go find their love however they got to do it. You want to go back to your native country, figure that shit out. Good for you, boss. But everyone who makes it sound like the grass is greener, they lying. Everybody's selling everybody a pipe dream. Oh, it's going to be... I don't even tell you over here it's going to necessarily be better. I'm not telling you which one is the answer. I'm just saying be honest about what it's like to actually go out there and find somebody. I hear all the time people, oh, I brought this girl back and then she moved here. She hated it. Why? Because the weather in North America is nothing like her perfect country, right? The culture over here is nothing like her country. All of a sudden, she's now in the Western world living with you, and she's in an environment where people don't talk to their neighbors. She's in an environment where people are no longer in this kind of communal aspect like she had back in her hometown, right? So understand, importing someone from a complete foreign culture is not easy. It's not seamless. And for a lot of people, it does dissolve the whole experience. So I know there's so much you can say about trying to find somebody overseas with a whole different cultural background, different racial background, different geographical background. Like, understand you're taking on a lot. But all I hear these guys talk about is like they have traditional values. They're submissive. A lot of folks are in for a rude awakening in my experience. And they just turn out to be tricks. But what do you want to say?
I think they want to fuck for cheap. Even if it's not just fucking, it's a relationship. They want to have a relationship for cheap. It's like they don't want to deal with the hassle. It's like if they want to cut corners. They want to cut corners in the relationship or finding someone and stuff. So they go elsewhere. Oh, I'm gonna look like a big ass baller, so she's gonna depend on me. There's something weird about that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I don't think it's weird. Imagine you live in New York. And then you move out to Ohio with your same salary and you feel much better because you can afford a bigger home. Is that weird? No. You're maximizing the return on your investment. You're taking what you got and you're going to a place where you can get a better return on investment. I know people who work remotely.
I don't have a problem when it's material. When it's a person, I can afford a person. We're talking about a whole ass relationship. That's what I have an issue with. Like, when you want to have a good run for your money, when it's material, I don't have a problem with it. But when it's like a relationship and a person, I'm like,
Why is that bad?
Not as bad. I feel a certain way about it. Okay. And I haven't put like my finger on it.
Fair.
You know what I mean? I don't want to do all that stuff. Let me just...
I mean, if you're gonna do sex workers, then I mean, I guess go overseas. But like I said, the people who do that kind of work over there are not the best people. So just understand, to them, you're just a big old paycheck that can change their lives. So they gonna go for it.
Some of the best actors.
That's it. Like I said, you go over there, you take your extra money that's worth so much more, you want to go use it over there? Fantastic. Understand, criminality gonna be through the fucking roof. People trying to scam you through the fucking roof. All these problems come with the fact that now your dollar is worth 20. guess what? Your security is probably also 10 times the bill that you would have to pay over there. All the things that you got to stress about in terms of safety, 10 times the thing. So everything got a price, everything got a payoff. That's why people ask me, like, Abu, do you want to run back to Ethiopia and live the rest of your life there? Like, sure, if I took my salary, I'd live in a mansion with guards and maids and everything. And maybe that sounds appealing to y'all. Me personally, it's not. But I can understand why people like that. I just don't want to deal with the fact that at any point, some of these countries can just turn upside down because they have a civil conflict in their place. Government can change. They can have authoritarian rule. They can shut down a lot of the social medias. They can come for you if they don't like the things that you say, and they can put you in jail. That's not an experience I have to worry about when I'm here, at least not to the same degree. So I guess I am trading safety and freedoms for the fact that, economically speaking, I probably have a better time over there. But again, these are all choices. These are all choices. And these guys, they made their choice. They decided they wanted to go to Colombia and fuck around, and they found out. If you want to go over there, fuck around with whores, do all this stuff, do the drugs, see who random, okay. You rolling the dice. So that's all I'll say on that. But yeah, passport bros.
That's an actual term?
Yeah, it's like a whole movement. It's a whole movement. But I mean, listen, if you don't feel like you fit in this part of the world and you're not finding the kind of women that are for you, maybe you need to be gone. In my experience, there's such a diversity of people around here in North America.
Maybe be gone in another country.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's such a diversity of people here. If I wanted something traditional, find it. But I get it. I get it. I get it. People are just, they're looking for their place in the world. That's what it feels like. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. Peace.